video of the channel, and today we are going to be understanding circles. Okay, so let's start. We are going to be understanding the area and perimeter of circles along with what is pi. Pi is a very important aspect when discussing circles. So therefore, before we start, let me tell you that I've already made 3 other videos on circles, part 1, part 2 and part 3. This is part 4, and in part 1 I've basically explained the fundamental concepts. In part 2 I've explained the slightly more difficult concepts like secant, tangent, etc. And in the third part I've basically explained you a few properties of circles, so like the angles, etc. So let's start off with part 4, area and perimeter of circles and what is pi. So first of all, let me draw my circle. Okay, so this is our circle. Now let me mark the center here. So first let me tell you that now what is the perimeter? I'm sure you all know what is the perimeter, but I'll also tell. Perimeter is basically the distance that somebody will take if they walk around a figure. Alright, so it's basically the distance of the boundary. It's basically the boundary of any figure. It can be a circle, it can be a square, it can be a rectangle, it can be like triangle. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you that the perimeter of a circle is known as the circumference. Circumference. Alright, so circumference is basically the perimeter of the circle, and it's represented by the letter C. So now let me first tell you the formula for circumference, because then I'll go on to explain what it basically is. C is basically equal to 2 pi r. Okay, now let's understand what is r. R basically means the radius, pi means pi, and 2 means 2 times, obviously. Now let's understand what is pi. So let's say that now we all know that that d is equal to 2r. Alright, so we can also write c is equal to pi d. Alright, 2r can be written as d. So we are taking pi d here in order to understand. So what we'll do is, so I'll tell you, first of all, let's draw a diameter. A line, so we all know what is the diameter, no? So let's draw a diameter like this. Now my center shouldn't be here really, it should be here, because a diameter always passes above a circle, above the center. So let's say that is the center point O. So AOB is the diameter. Now what is basically circumference? What we are going to circumference is basically the number of, so what we'll be doing is that we'll be understanding how many diameters can make up a circumference. Alright, so since we are doing it in the terms of diameter, let's understand how many diameters are required to make one circumference. Alright, so let's say that the first diameter, when placed from here all the way to here, till wherever it will cover, let's say it covers a distance up till here. So this is our first diameter, but we still have so much of the circumference left. So now what we'll do, we'll take a second diameter. Let's say it can cover a distance up till here. Now let's take a third diameter. Let's say it can cover up a distance here. Now this is not drawn to scale, but you can get an idea. So this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third. Alright, second here, and this is the third. Now we still have this tiny bit of the circumference left. What is this equal to? This is not enough for us to just squeeze in an entire diameter. It's too small. So we can fit in 0.14 of a diameter into this portion. Alright, so basically one diameter, second diameter, third diameter plus 0.14 of a diameter are required to make one circumference. Okay, it is equal to this much diameters. So this is equal to 3.14. So one circumference contains 3.14 diameters. Now let me tell you that the 0.14 that we've taken is not equal to exactly 0.14. It just doesn't stop. It can go on continuing like this. Okay, so it can be 0.14, then some digit, then some digit, then some digit. It will continue on for millions and millions of digits. Clear? So that's why as a cutoff, we take it as 3.14 for our easy calculations. That's the standard, and that's what you'll find in most cases. Now let's understand what our pi d was. Pi d is basically also equal to 2 pi r, and this 3.14 is basically r pi. pi is basically 3.14. So I hope this is clear. Now let's understand the perimeter. So the perimeter, as I explained earlier, we can have 2 pi r. So 2 into 3.14 into r is going to be our circumference. Clear? Now you might be asking, why do we represent 3.14 with this symbol? Why don't we just write 3.14? Well, that is because, like I explained, it doesn't stop and it keeps on continuing. So we have to represent it with a symbol, otherwise it will become incorrect. So that's what you'll find in most cases. You'll never find it written like this. Okay, I don't think you will. So you'll always find it like this. Alright, so let's take an example. Let's say that the radius is 7 centimeters. 7 centimeters. Now c is equal to 2 pi r. Now we can also write 3.14 as 22 by 7. 3.14 is equal to 22 by 7. That's clear? Because 22 by 7 is 3 whole 1 by 7, and that is equal to 3.14. Roundabout it's equal. So pi, we can take 22 by 7 into 7. We are taking as a fraction for easier calculation. So it's become 44 centimeters. That's clear. Now understand the area. Area of a circle is equal to pi r square. So it will be basically 22 by 7 or 3.14 into the radius. Let's say the radius is again 7. So 7 into 7. So this will be 1 and this will be 154 centimeters square. So hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe to my channel by hitting my channel logo. How to do maths on the top left hand corner. I'll see you in the next video and bye.